In a quiet monastery nestled in the heart of a remote mountain range, there lived a venerable monk named Master Han. Known for his profound wisdom and serene presence, Master Han had spent decades in meditation and contemplation, mastering the art of silence. The monastery, surrounded by lush forests and tranquil streams, was a haven for those seeking spiritual enlightenment. One day, a young man named Wei arrived at the monastery. Wei was troubled and restless, seeking answers to the turmoil in his heart. He had heard of Master Han's wisdom and hoped to find peace under his guidance. Wei was welcomed into the monastery, and soon he found himself in the presence of Master Han. "Master," Wei began, "I have traveled far and wide, seeking wisdom and answers. My mind is filled with questions and my heart is restless. How can I find peace?" Master Han looked at Wei with gentle eyes and said, "Peace is not found in the noise of the mind, but in the silence of the heart. You must learn the art of silence." Wei was puzzled. "But Master, I have read many sacred texts and listened to countless teachings. How can silence, which is the absence of words, provide answers?" Master Han smiled and led Wei to a quiet garden within the monastery. In the center of the garden was a small pond, its surface perfectly still, reflecting the surrounding trees and the clear sky above. "Sit by the pond and observe," Master Han instructed. "Do not speak, do not think, just be." Wei, though unsure, did as he was told. He sat by the pond, trying to quiet his mind. At first, thoughts flooded his head, but gradually, the serene environment began to have a calming effect. As he sat in silence, he noticed the subtle ripples in the water caused by a gentle breeze, the soft rustling of leaves and the distant chirping of birds. The world seemed to slow down, and Wei felt a sense of peace he had never experienced before. Days turned into weeks, and Wei continued his practice of sitting in silence. Master Han would occasionally check on him, but offered no further instruction. Wei began to understand the profound stillness that surrounded him, and slowly, the noise in his mind started to fade. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Wei felt a deep sense of clarity. He approached Master Han, who was meditating under a large oak tree. "Master," Wei said softly, "I think I am beginning to understand. In the silence, I have found a sense of peace and clarity that I never knew existed." Master Han opened his eyes and nodded. "Silence is a powerful teacher, Wei. It allows us to connect with our inner selves and hear the whispers of the universe. In silence, we can find answers that words cannot provide." Wei was eager to learn more. "How can I cultivate this silence in my everyday life, Master?" Master Han smiled. "Silence is not just the absence of words, it is a state of being. It is about being present, listening deeply, and finding stillness within. Practice mindfulness in everything you do. When you speak, choose your words with care. When you listen, do so with your whole being. Let silence be your guide." Over the following months, Wei immersed himself in the teachings of Master Han. He practiced mindfulness in his daily activities, whether it was sweeping the monastery grounds, tending to the garden, or sharing a meal with fellow monks. He learned to appreciate the moments of silence between words, finding depth and meaning in the spaces where there was no sound. One day, a traveler arrived at the monastery. He was agitated and spoke rapidly, expressing his frustrations and seeking guidance. Master Han listened patiently, his serene presence calming the traveler. After a while, Master Han invited the traveler to sit by the pond and embrace the silence. The traveler, though skeptical, agreed. As he sat by the pond, he noticed the same tranquil beauty that had captivated Wei. The silence, at first uncomfortable, began to soothe his restless mind. He stayed at the monastery for several days, experiencing the profound peace that silence brought. Before he left, the traveler approached Master Han with gratitude. "Master, I came here with so many questions, but in the silence, I found my answers. Thank you for teaching me the art of silence." Master Han nodded and said, "Remember, silence is always within you. In the quiet moments, you can find the wisdom and peace you seek. Carry this silence with you, and it will guide you on your journey." Wei observed this interaction and felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He realized that the true power of silence lay not just in finding peace for oneself, but in sharing that peace with others. He decided to dedicate his life to spreading the teachings of Master Han, helping others discover the art of silence. Years passed and Wei became a revered teacher, much like Master Han. He traveled to many villages and towns, sharing the wisdom he had gained. He taught people to embrace silence, to listen deeply, and to find stillness within their hearts. His presence brought calm and clarity to those who were troubled, just as Master Han's presence had done for him. One day, Wei returned to the monastery to visit Master Han. He found the old monk meditating under the same oak tree where they had first spoken. Wei bowed deeply, filled with gratitude and respect. "Master," Wei said, "I have traveled far and shared the teachings of silence with many. Your wisdom has touched countless lives." Master Han opened his eyes and smiled. "You have done well, Wei. The art of silence is a gift that keeps on giving. It is a journey that never ends, for silence is infinite." Wei nodded, understanding that his journey was indeed ongoing. He realized that the true essence of silence was not just in the absence of words, but in the presence of deep connection and understanding. As Wei sat by the pond once more, he reflected on his journey and the wisdom he had gained. He felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that he was part of a greater tapestry of silence, a silent song that resonated through the hearts of all who listened. In the stillness of the monastery, surrounded by the beauty of nature, Wei embraced the silence. He knew that as long as he carried this silence within him, he would always find the answers he sought, and he would continue to share this timeless wisdom with the world. And so, the art of silence, passed down from Master Han to Wei, lived on, a beacon of peace and clarity in a world often filled with noise.